Good morning. We have we are continuing the lesson training in sports, and we have studied about the component of physical fitness, strength, speed, and endurance. And now we are discussing about the flexibility. Another very important component of physical fitness, and the definition of the flexibility is it is the range of movement, the maximum range of movement of the joints and the muscles, because flexibility can be exhibited from the joints and the muscles. Muscles are highly flexible, and along with the joints, the muscles execute variety of movement. So that's why the flexibility is a phenomena in which the muscles and the joints perform action to complete any action. So that's why it is the range of movement of the joints. Range of movement varies significantly from joint to joint, but depends on the structure of the surrounding tendons, ligaments, and muscle tissues that I was telling you. The muscles, ligaments, and tendons, which are the supporting structure of the joint. So that's why, according to the American Council of Exercise, ACE, that is the term which is commonly used, ACE, American Council of Exercise. Flexibility is defined as the range of motion of a given joint or group of joint or the level of tissues. Extensibility ability that the group, the muscle group process. That means each joint and each group of muscle in your body might have a different range of motion or different level of flexibility. Definitely, some areas of our body may be very tight, meaning that the muscles feel short and restricted, congested. Some areas of our body may feel very loose, and we may be able to move these areas in a wide range. For example, then the hamstring muscles, allowing you to bend over and touch your toes, like while we are bending forward, we can touch our toes, forward bending. Hamstring muscle can stretch maximum, and we are bending forward, backward, forward bending, and backward bending. Backward we are bending and we are able to bend maximum. Sideward bending, we are bending sideward and we are able to touch our toes or heels even. So that is the range of the movement of the joint. Even flexibility is defined as the range of the movement. Flexibility is related to genetic factor and physical activity programs. If we are performing physical activities in our life and even in our routine activity program, so definitely there will be good flexibility. And very few cases this is genetic and flexibility is highly required in our daily activities. We will see further then the type of flexibilities. Flexibility and its types. So the flexibility, this is the ability of the joint to move in maximum range. First of all, the definition is it is the ability of the body to move in maximum range or full range. So the type is active and passive. Initially, it is divided in two parts: active flexibility and passive flexibility. Then the active flexibility is divided further in two parts: static flexibility and dynamic flexibility. So we will see here what is the passive flexibility and what is active flexibility. So passive flexibility, the ability to stretch, move with external help. It is always more than active flexibility. Means passive flexibility, we are taking help of someone or some external force for bending, for uh, exhibiting the flexibility. Means like I want to bend forward, so I am taking help of someone to press me forward. So means that is passive flexibility because I am taking help of any external force, any external help to show the exibility, the flexibility. So passive flexibility means when we are taking the help of someone or help of anybody else to exhibit the flexibility of particular joint or particular part of the body. Active flexibility is just opposite of this one because this is the ability to do movement for a longer distance without external help, divided into two parts. So the active flexibility is static flexibility. Static flexibility is this is refer to the ability to stretch and antagonist muscles using only the tension in the agonist muscles. An example is holding one leg out in front of you as high as possible. The hamstring that is antagonist in this case is being stretched while the quadricep and hip flexor Hip flexor muscles are here. Agonist muscle are holding the leg up. So static flexibility means we are normally the common we can understand the static flexibility is while we are bending, we are exhibiting the flexibility in static body position means the body is not in motion. The part of the body from where we are exhibiting the flexibility is not in motion. It is on the static position, stationary position. Dynamic flexibility, whereas in this case, okay, the static flexibility, diving, like example, starting position in many sports activities. This is the example of the static flexibility and dynamic flexibility. In this case, it is just opposed. In this case, the person is in the motion, the body is in the motion, the part of the body is in the motion, individual in motion, or the part from which we are showing the exibility, the flexibility is in the motion. So static flexibility means where we are not in, we are showing the flexibility, we are exhibiting the flexibility from the rest position of the body or the joint. In case of the dynamic flexibility, the joints and the body is in motion. Clear? So now we will come to the methods of developing the flexibility. Methods to improve the flexibility. It's important to have good flexibility. In case of the sports, the flexibility is highly important. So we don't injure ourselves. This does not just apply in athletic activities. Anyone can hurt themselves if they happen to move the wrong way and overstretch tight muscles. Stretching is important at all ages since much flexibility can be lost over time. As we grow older, the flexibility will be definitely reduced because the health of the joints will also decline. Increasing flexibility isn't hard, but it doesn't happen overnight. We have to practice a lot for developing the flexibility. We have to keep at it until we reach our goal and then stretch on a regular basis to keep ourselves at the particular level. So there are various methods we are discussing right now. Ballistic method, first one. Ballistic is the word that is movement and turn. We must understand ballistic method. Ballistic word is the, it denote that movement and turn. So while we are in the motion and we can show the flexibility means we can turn, we can bend maximum in the range. So ballistic method involves bouncing and rapid movement done in repetitive manner in which we need to stress the joint and muscles beyond their regular range of motion. The aim is to improve body flexibility. It is not advised for amateur and those who are new to stretching. The ballistic methods are practiced for a longer time of duration because we are performing two activities together, like we are in motion and we are exhibiting the flexibility, means the maximum range of movement of the joint. So first is the ballistic method. We have to practice of running and bending. One example I can give you, like shuttle run. Shuttle run, we have to run very fast and we have to pick up the wooden block and come back quickly. So at the end line, we are just picking up the wooden block and turning quickly. So ballistic flexibility is highly required in various activities of like gymnastic, like judo, taekwondo, various activities. Ballistic methods are very helpful for developing the flexibility for these kind of sports. Static stretching method. Another one is the static stretching method. This is what we probably did in our middle school, and these are mostly common PT exercises we have seen. Mostly schools we have the PT lessons and we do the exercises, stretching exercises, in which bending sideward, bending forward, bending backward, and alternate toe touching. So various kind of exercises are there, and for very less time of period, like 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, and these are very helpful. Static, we are in the static position, body is not in move, we are standing in the same position, but we are touching alternate toe touching, we are touching the toes alternately. So static stretching method. So this is another very important method of developing the flexibility. We need to practice the static stretching method. This is common for all. Any person can practice this kind of the method to improve flexibility. So static is now I think clear, because in the state position of the body is not in the move. In a particular position, the person is stretching different parts of the body, like hands, leg, and head, neck. So that is stretching of the different parts of the body while the body is in fixed position. So that is static stretching method. Dynamic stretching method. Dynamic stretching consists of control leg and arm swing that take you gently to the limit of your range of motion. If an event requires a dynamic movement, it is appropriate to conduct dynamic stretching exercises. Start with the movement of a half speed for a couple of repetitions and then gradually work up to full speed. In this case, while we are practicing the dynamic stretching method, we have to limit the distance. Like we are moving 2 step forward, 2 step backward, and the same time we are also performing the stretching of the muscle, because flexibility means stretching is the key to develop the flexibility. So dynamic means movement, while we are in moving and we are developing also the flexibility. So it means while we are selecting the dynamic stretching method, so we have to select the distance, means 2 4 5, 5 steps forward, 5 step backward, or 2 1 2 3 4 5 steps backward or forward, and same time we are also performing the stretching. Motion plus stretching, so that help us to develop the flexibility. Another one that is very important, that is proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. That is PNF, it is also known as PNF. Sometime in exams it is asked what is PNF. So proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, that is the technique to develop the flexibility. In this case, dynamic stretching, static stretching, both are together here. Like I can give you example, like I am opening my hand, my palm completely, fingers are open, and again I am closing them tightly, making a fist. And when I am making a tight fist, then again I am stretching again my fingers of the hand and whole palm, so I can stretch maximum. So this is known as PNF. While we are performing stretching, maximum stretching, so try to contract it maximum. The particular joint should be contracted, there should be maximum contraction before we are extending it, before we are extending. So this is the PNF. Just one example I have given you. Again we can remember, I am making simple example I am giving you, that is the hand is there, open your hand, fingers completely open, maximum gap should be there in between the fingers, open your hand maximum as you can, and then again close it tightly, make a fist, and fist should be also maximum tight, there should be maximum contraction. So when we open the hand again to expand our fingers, so we will see then there is maximum extension, maximum stretching is there. So that is known as the PNF. Each part of the body joint, this technique is applied. PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. So this is about the PNF. Now we'll see next the ballistic method we have discussed. It is oldest form of doing stretching exercises. This method involves jerk in movement. Slow stretching method. In this method, the muscles or joint involved in stretched to the maximum possible limit using slow movement. Then next we will see here the slow stretching and holding method. It is the extension of slow stretching method, post isometric stretching method. So this is the method of flexibility development is based on the principle of PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. So this is all about this one. Now coordination. Coordination abilities. Definition and type of the coordination abilities. We will see the coordination abilities. The coordination abilities are these are the abilities of an individual which enable him to do various related activities properly and efficiently. Accuracy, rhythm, flow, and consistency depend on coordinative ability. So, coordinative ability is normally we can say then this is performing two or more actions together. Either these are the part of the body or these are the actions are being performed by the person or individual. So coordination abilities are various type of these are abilities. Like coordination ability, I can give you example like the person is doing moving the leg and moving of the hands. Eye hand coordination like eyes are on the ball and hand are performing the action. Eye and hand coordination. So there are various type of coordination. And second type of coordination comes like when we are coordinating with another player. Like in case of we are playing volleyball. So volleyball there are 6 players. So each player is coordinating. The player is performing one action is coordinating with another. The player is performing tip, another player is ready for the smash. So then these are the coordination. The one player is coordinating with another. Even the individual's body, one part of the body is coordinating with the another part of the body. The coordination abilities say the ability of an individual to maintain the coordination between different body parts. The coordination can be in the form of muscle to muscle, brain to muscle, etc. Coordination abilities are those abilities which stabilize and generalize the pattern of motor control. Motor control means that is movement control. These abilities help the sports person to do a group of movement with better quality and effect at the same time. So coordination abilities are directly linked with the technical aspect and skills of the sports, the performance efficiently and efficiently of the central nervous system and the functional capacity of various sense organs are important function for the existence and further development of the coordination abilities. Coordinative abilities have general as well as specific application in games and sports. Balance is needed in all games and sports, but balance has specific application in gymnastics, shooting, and archery, and other sports activities. Engagement in the training of coordination abilities can additionally be a source of recreation and recovery. If development of coordination abilities is initiated from an early age, then the individual will have an easier time to acquire complex skill in later age or later years. So various coordination abilities are there like orientation ability, coupling ability, reaction ability, simple reaction ability, and complex reaction ability. We will discuss these in detail here. These are the abilities: orientation ability, coupling ability, and reaction ability, simple reaction ability, and complex reaction ability. So methods to improve the coordination ability. Practicing physical exercises, correct and conscious movement, additional means to improve motor sense, variation in exercises, degree of difficulty. We will see here. Then, in case of orientation ability, the cognitive ability of an individual to determine body position and its part to react upon a moving body. It depends on sensory organ. Its application can be seen in games such as basketball, football, volleyball, table tennis, etc. Maximum sports need the orientation ability, where we are oriented towards the object and towards the goal, in which the balls are moving bodies. It is ability of a person to adjust him as per the time and condition of place. This ability has different importance in each game. We can see then coupling ability, where we are making a group of the abilities, pair of the abilities, the coordination abilities of the individual to use different body parts to react in sports or game is known as coupling ability. It can be seen in boxing, wrestling, etc. This is the ability of a player to move his physical organ in order to do his activities. For example, coordination between hands and eyes, feet and eyes. In volleyball, like we can see, the smashers smash the ball according to the lift of the ball, and blockers coordinate according to the movement of his hand, head, and feet. Like differential ability, this is the ability to determine the position of the body and its pair in time and space in relation to gravity, object. This ability is achieved to high degree of accuracy and economy of separate body movement phases in motor action. Then adaptation ability, we can see this is the ability to adjust or change efficiency effectively on the basis of the changes of anticipation in the situation. The change situation can be expected, one or more, can be sudden and or maybe sometime unexpected. In other words, it can be said that it is the ability to solve motor tasks, that is the movement related tasks, effectively in spite of change or changing situations. Like differential ability, that is, this is the ability to achieve a high degree accuracy and economy of separate body movement and movement phases in motor action. The high level of this ability depends on movement experience and the degree of mastery over motor action. Rhythmic ability in which we are making the coordination with the rhythm to observe, perceive of a movement and to do the movement with the required rhythm, like in gymnastic, figure skating, and the sports activities of the given form of music to express the movement. Rhythm abilities also require a synchronized movement in the given activity. Balance ability, the ability of the individual to maintain or regain balance quickly in the body during or after the movement is known is balance ability. Reaction ability, while we are reacting quickly, and these are the coordination abilities while we are learning how to coordinate with the different organs, different parts of the body, and different kind of actions in the play. This is all about the today's video. Then we will come with the next video in the next topic.